good morning students, welcome back. Today we will see chapter number 10 from history, the making of regional cultures, part 2. Let's see the topics. I hope you have gone through chapter 10 part 1. So today's topics, the first one, the growth of regional language Bengal. We have seen the different regional languages like Bengalis, Assamese, Telugu, Kannada, Tamil, Malayalam, etc. And today we are going to see one by one, especially the growth of regional language Bengal. We have already seen Malayalam. Bengali is now recognized as a language derived from Sanskrit. Commercial ties. Tie means agreement. Okay. Commercial ties between Bengal and Magadha led to the growing influence of Sanskrit. Later, Gupta rulers began setting Brahmanas, which made linguistic and cultural influence stronger. After the Palas, Pala means Pala rulers, Bengal was ruled by the Sultan. So, Persian developed as administrative language and Bengali as the regional language. So, Pala kingdom, they were ruling. You already studied in the previous classes about the Palas, might have. And the Palas, they were prominent rulers ruling Bengal in those days. And after the Palas, the region that is Bengal is being ruled by the Sultan, and because of that the influence of Persian language could see in their administration, and later on it has become the administrative language and Bengali as the regional language. Later some non-Sanskrit words derived from tribal, Persian and European languages became a part of modern Bengali. That is the influence of regional culture. Early Bengali literature is divided into two categories: translations of Sanskrit epics and Nath literature. These are the two categories. One is translations of Sanskrit epics and second one is Nath literature. First category is easy to date as manuscripts are preserved, while the second category literature was orally transmitted. First one, that is the epics, Sanskrit epics translations that can be easily dated. Dated means we can quote the date on which particular year this has been written and all, because it was written in the form of manuscript. And the second one is very difficult because no written inscriptions or manuscripts found regarding the Nath literature. It was orally transmitted from मुँह से, एक के मुँह से, मतलब जनरेशन पे, ऐसे दादा ने बोला, दादा से पापा को आया, पापा ने अपने बच्चे को बोला, like that it was passed on to generation. That is called orally transmission. Let's see the next topic. Pirs and temples. People migrated from less fertile areas to marshy and forested areas, brought land under rice cultivation. So, if you see the staple food of Bengalis or West Bengal is rice and fish, isn't it? Why rice is cultivated or consumed more? Because the land is suitable for the cultivation of rice. So what is required? It requires a stagnant standing water. So marshy land, wet land, isn't it? You might have already studied these in the science as well. So let's come to the point. People migrated from less fertile areas to the marshy and forested areas and they brought rice under cultivation. With the establishment of Mughal control over Bengal, officials and functionaries were granted land. Later on, from the Palas, as we have seen that before the British, the Mughals started ruling us, and after the Mughals, the British started ruling us. So during this period, what has happened? The land is being transferred to, or it's started granting land. Mosques were set up on these lands to serve as centers for religious transformation. So mosques for the Muslims, church for the Christians, and Hindus, they go to temple, isn't it, for prayer and all. So mosque, that is the religious temple, or you can say religious center for the Muslims, and they set up these lands to serve as centers for religious transformation. Community leaders function as teachers and educator, that is also known as, we can term them, use the word judge. Okay. Ascribe means quotation or regard a text with spiritual supernatural powers, and were called peers. Who were called peers? So community leader, those who function as teachers with the supernatural powers, extra powers, were called as peers, और we call them as संत बोलते हैं हिंदुइज्म में. Temple building began in Bengal in the late 15th century, when individuals or groups demonstrated their power by building religious structure. That was the बेस्ट वन. नावेडेज वी कैन, और एक स्मारक बना सकते हैं ना, स्मारक बड़े बड़े बिल्डिंग बनाते हैं, स्मारक बनाते हैं. तो इन दोज डेज किंग्स यूज टू बिल्ड टेम्पल्स और एनी आर्किटेक्चरल स्ट्रक्चर इन ऑर्डर टू कमेमोरेट अ विक्ट्री. किसी के ऊपर जीत होते हैं तो जीत को दूसरे जनरेशन तक तो पास ऑन करने के लिए खुशी में दे यूज टू बिल्ड temples and all, and this type of activity started in the 15th century in Bengal, and they started religious structures. Coming of European trading companies increased economic opportunities, and low social groups proclaimed their status. European powers later on ruling us, and because of that, even the low social groups, they were the Shudras and all, they started proclaiming their status. This led to TO, not to, the evolution of typical Bengali style in temple construction. Typical means original, or you can say typical, particular. Bengali culture could be seen in the temples as well. Then fish as food, as I quoted earlier also, the staple food of Bengalis or West Bengal is fish and rice. Traditional food habits are generally based on locally available items of food. Yes, so khaman and dokla, only Gujarati people, they are consuming more. And why? Because it is, or you can say that traditional food and enjoyed by the Gujaratis. Nowadays you can see internationally also this food, and we are using pizza, burgers and all, and Italian foods and all now. But in those days, this was typically, or I can say, designed to a particular region. Fishing has been an important occupation in Bengal. Why? It's been covered. If you see the map of India, on one side, or we have Bay of Bengal, and Bay of Bengal is sharing the border, or I can say West Bengal is sharing on one side with the Bay of Bengal as border. So obviously that fishing is the major occupation of Bengal. Brahmanas were vegetarians, but the popularity of fish as a local diet made the authorities relax fish prohibition to Bengal Brahmins. So even the Bengal Brahmins, they are now relaxed. No prohibition, प्रतिबंध कुछ भी नहीं था. Fish खाने में उनको relax दिया गया था. Why? Fish is locally available and it is in abundance. So even the Bengali Brahmins were allowed to consume fish in their diet. Brahmanas, Brihat Dharma Purana, a 13th century Sanskrit text from Bengal, permitted the local Brahmanas to eat certain varieties of fish. Fish में भी होगा बहुत सारे variety. Those who are eating fish, they are well aware of that. So it explains that certain varieties of fish is open to even the Brahmanas. So students, this is all about the chapter. Hope you have understood, and your duty now to read the chapter, to underline the important terms and go through the back side question answers. Just you have to go through the back side exercise also. So keep listening to your parents, keep studying, and stay home, stay safe. Tata, bye bye, and see you in the next class. Have night, or I can say have a